Okay, e4. Let's try e4, e5. Okay, we got a classical game here. Ruy Lopez. Okay. An exchange variation. Not the most interesting, in my opinion, but playable. So he doesn't take the pawn right away, but you do eventually have to defend it. I think I've been trying defending with the queen. Although it seems like f6 needs to be played eventually anyway. But with the queen out of the way, I can develop the light squared bishop. This rook move is a bit surprising. Okay, if he wants to kick me back, maybe that's the idea. Then I can put more pressure on the center with the bishop on g6 here. If he were to play the pawn forward again to break the pin. But, you know, my main idea here is to castle queenside. These extra pawns, the doubled pawns, lend extra stability to the queen side. Okay, eventually I'm going to move my king to b8, but I don't have to do it now. The question is, what do I do with my pieces? Knight here and pawn to yeah, I think this is where I need to play f6. I want to drop my queen back. I want to get my king out of the way, I guess, before I drop the queen back. I want to bring the knight out. But I drop the queen back to clear a line for this bishop to come out. So it's kind of a slow developing position, but it seems like eventually I should have a good kingside attack here with h5, g5 and h5. Maybe it's too slow, and maybe that's why it doesn't actually work in practice. Yeah, let's pin the other knight too. And rather than trading off the extra, the doubled c-pawn, which sometimes is a plan, I think, I'm keeping them back here for defense. So yeah, the idea is knight here, maybe even bishop back, and then the pawns forward. I think I'll delay retreating the bishop as long as possible because it seems to keep him a little bit uncomfortable. So he decided to go ahead and kick me. Yeah. This is where I was going to put the bishop. Now I could go directly with h5. Try and undermine that pawn. It's only slightly awkward because I haven't completed my development. Normally I would like to get the knight off the back rank before initiating any adventures, but it seems like such a good move, h5, that don't know how I can resist playing it. Sometimes you find the right forcing move and it just helps you develop. You just have to look ahead a couple of moves and see that at the end of the sequence you get all your pieces out. Opens up another potential spot for this knight to develop to on h6. He probably has to push this forward, right? I would guess. But if he pushes forward, yeah, then I can take. See, this pawn here on c6 is keeping his knight from jumping in. This bishop can move forward to here, e6. But I wonder if, yeah, no. If I directly attack and he just defends, then I lose the ability to play g6 and f5. So let's go here first. Am I ever going to play f5 though? It'll give up this e pawn. But if I play with tempo on the knight, maybe it will happen. Here, let's see if we can get there. Oh, I could have just taken the h pawn. What was I thinking? I was full of my plans of chasing the knight away because I was seeing the queen coming in. But of course the rook is hitting that pawn too. Here, why don't you move your king to the h file and I could take the knight. That would be nice. See, the problem with pushing the f pawn is that it hits the e pawn. Yeah, he just defends there. So let's take this now. Nice of him to give me a second chance. Wow, he went with the king there. Okay, so if I move my knight, he will take here. So let's start by defending here so I can move my knight. And bring a rook over and check his king. And with the queen here defending these two squares, they move f5 is at least temporarily possible. Eventually the bishop will develop pressure on the e pawn, so gotta watch out. Yeah, I think white is in a tough position here. But yeah, logically bring the queen over. So should I push this pawn first? I think so. Let's see where that knight goes. Then develop my knight, which threatens to bring the rook over and check. And having chased the knight away, we've got defense on all the pawns here. Bishop defending here, queen here. Get that check in. If I go here, I don't know, let's try pinning this knight again. These pins have been working out pretty well for me. Okay, I lost a tempo here because he's going to take with the knight. I would really like to have a quick move with the queen. The queen could go here again, hitting his knight. Or here. Keep the queen on this diagonal because taking will then threat queen to h3. takes here with check, the queen takes back, so he can't do a discovered attack on my queen. Other moves, I can play queen h3. And he ran out of time. Here, let's take a quick look at the analysis board and see if the computer finds a way to save white's position. No, the evaluation is -5. I am just winning. His best move is to run with the king. And I take. I still don't have to run away from this. And he takes back. I can come in here with check. Still my queen is under fire. And then I can defend like this. Leaves this pawn. What's the material? You know, the material is I'm 2 pawns up. Not so great, but the value of -6 means I'm just winning. He's got that exposed king he's always going to be worried about. Okay, anyway, good game. Let's see if we can get a rapid game. Oh, black again. Okay. So he plays with b4. I don't really like this. This is the main way of playing. Yeah, the main way of playing is you take, and he takes, and then later you get a tempo on his bishop. But you're traded a center pawn for a wing pawn, so I'm just going to defend. Do something different and stay away from his silly prepared lines. Yeah, let's develop. Guess I'll bring the knight out to d2. d7 rather. Knight to d7 to either g6 or b6. Knight to d7 to b6. So yeah, let's get castled. So I can put the knight on c5 as well as b6. I want to poke. Let's poke here. If he wants to take my dark squared bishop, that's okay. Yeah, it gives me his rook. Here, I'm playing too fast. Look at that. Both of us are. Let's pause and remember we're playing a rapid game. He's got 20 seconds more than when he started. So anyway, I want to just play c6, chase that knight away. I don't want to take it. He can't go here. He could take my knight or my bishop. I'm okay with either. He's fallen way behind in development. So let's see if we can do something about that. So let's see if we can exploit that in some way. He no longer has a rook over here to help his pawns go forward. Yeah, let's bring my knight out. Get the knight out of the way so I can develop my bishop. If he takes here, I take back. I'm eyeing this square. He's still got this bishop looking at this pawn here. Knight here, maybe. Knight here. Okay, so I want to get the bishop off the back rank. This threatens to win a... No, it doesn't threaten to win a pawn. Let's put my rook on the open file. See if I can threaten to win his bishop in some way. Actually, I can't find an easy way to win the bishop. I don't see it. Yeah, he's still going full steam ahead. See, he's still got 20 seconds more than what he started. I've only used a minute, so I should slow down too. Got a knight to e4 is a possibility, but the problem with that is you could get some kind of pin going. Same thing with rook here. This would threaten to take the bishop. He takes the knight, I take the bishop. But if he just defends the bishop, he's got a rook opposite my queen. It's kind of annoying. With the knight back to c7, I really would be threatening to take a pawn. So he shores that up. Like knight here then. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was saying, well, we left his bishop undefended, but I wasn't attacking it anymore. Yeah, so knight here attacks the bishop. He defends it, I can take it. So rook to rook to e1 shouldn't be that effective. I'll take with check. He can't take back. I'll move the king, but it is going to be pinned. Yeah, maybe he wins it back. After I take it, I can take the, if he ever takes back, I can take his bishop. Okay, so I can grab the light squared bishop. And then I can win a pawn over here. No, I still can't win the pawn. The illusory pawn. But I need to gain some time here to get my queen off the back rank. So taking anyway may be a good move. Okay, now I could play pawn forward. Gives my queen a square to run to. If he takes, I can take with the knight. And this pawn blocks in his bishop. So I am happy here. So let's step aside with my queen. I mean my bishop, so I have place to step with my queen. And that was a mistake. I didn't see that coming. Oh, but the bishop is defended. Let's go here. He didn't even want to take it. So anyway, I want my bishop to come back and poke his queen. Also gain a space for my king. And now he's starting to think. Okay, he's going to maybe bring his bishop here, but let's poke the queen first. I see, he's going to put his queen there. He's going to put his queen on the same diagonal as the bishop and try to come in here. It's not mating though. And the knight can come forward to either he didn't. He didn't line up in a battery with his bishop. That's interesting. Okay, so next step. Knight here. Looks like a good spot. Okay, I can always poke his queen with my rook if I want to. Let's get rid of his knight, though. Pawn here, the knight can't come forward. Can go back to here, here, or here. Here to here is interesting. But if he goes here, I take it, so can't really go there. This is a tricky kind of game. It might end up somewhat drawish with opposite colored bishops, but for now we should try and find a way to attack on the light squares. If we are to believe the traditional theory, so rook here. Or could I just I'm going to try and restrict that knight a bit more, maybe even push it away. Yeah, so it looks like he's going for that opposite colored bishop setup. That's what the rook here does. Allows me to penetrate to the back rank if I want to. Queen here, rook here to here, maybe. I just, actually I could have gone here directly with the rook, but I wasn't so sure. That doesn't seem like a good move. He saw the check and then thought he would take the bishop, but the bishop drops back. Okay, so I guess I need to unpin. Oh, no, I attack the queen. So I can step aside with the king, and then if he pushes that pawn forward, I can drop back with the bishop. Just drop all the way back so I can bring my queen over. Okay, so I can chase that queen away a bit. Yeah, let's see if I can grab a pawn here. He is going to try and put his rook here. Come down this way. So let's see, if I step up with my king, brings his rook over, then I can actually just take this pawn. Queen could come here with check. It's getting dangerous here. Defending the queen, though, seems like a good idea, because then this bishop is free to move. Okay, let's go for the check. Then let's see, queen here, check is going to be some trouble. If I put my bishop here, on any check I'll be able to take this pawn. He can take a pawn here. Then I'll take with the queen. So he goes there. Okay, defends the pawn. Yeah, once again, we got a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, we will see. The queen and the bishop defend each other. Bishop is defending the rook. If I could get on this diagonal, his king would be in trouble. Queen can't come here with check because my rook guards this square. So I may have survived this. Let's see. Let's see if he finds a way out of this. He's been playing very well so far. If he pushes the pawn forward, I'm going to take his queen. If he checks me, I'll take the pawn. After pushing the pawn forward. If he pushes the pawn forward, I can't take the rook because his queen defends it, so I have to take the queen. And then he can check with the rook defended by the pawn, but the pawn, that leaves the pawn undefended. He may have had a way, you know, my position was kind of awkward there. He may have had a way to win that bishop. Let's see. And if we count the pawns, it's 3 against 5. So he has 2 pawns for the piece. So it's not a hopeless endgame for him either. But I have the winning chances, I think. But yeah, if his queen just wanders away somewhere and doesn't threaten much, then I can just take this pawn and things should be good. Yeah, I don't see a move the queen can make that really defends this pawn. Queen here is interesting. Queen here check. I sort of have to take it. He takes back, and then he's got these two passed pawns looking pretty dangerous. But I have some counter chances. I have rook here, bishop here. Looking to put pressure on his king. Well, I hope he doesn't just let his time run out after not spending enough time in the early part of the game. He's spending all of his time on this one move. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So he doesn't want to, or maybe he's just trying to get his rook in a good position. Anyway, I think it's time to take that queen. He did want to do that. Yeah, so let's see. Should I, this is, we're thinking about, should I pin the pawn and go after it, or should I do something about these pawns coming forward? Let's go here. This way, yeah, maybe I should have pinned the pawn first. Yeah, I thought he might do that, but if I push, he takes with check, I step up. He checks me again, I step up. I can take this pawn, but I can't take this one. That's what I wanted to see. That allows me to defend my bishop. When he checks my king, I can step up and attack this pawn. So yeah, he does that. Yeah, let's push here. And he resigned. So once again, let's check the computer. I'm glad I finally won that one. Thought I was better for a lot of it. Let's check the computer and see if he was actually winning at the end. Yeah, -6. Okay, so black is totally winning. How about in that place where I thought my bishop was really awkward? Yeah, so starting right here is about even, and even this is only slightly better for black because I can save the bishop, but he gets compensation. And then that's even. What was my best move here? Bishop to f7. Okay. You know, that was my first instinct, but then I saw it block the queen from coming over, and I was thinking, oh, maybe I should go further back, where here it would stay out of the way of the queen and it would defend the pawn. But the computer doesn't like that as much. And then here he has the advantage. So that was definitely a mistake. So I needed to keep fighting with the bishop over here and leave the queen over here. And then I had the advantage. So he has the advantage here, but he gives it up immediately. What was his way to win here? Rook e1. Yeah, that's the danger of putting the queen here. And the king was already on this rank. Yeah, very dangerous. So he could have won that, but he missed his chance. And then it's all about even there. So probably, yeah, it's all back and forth until, yeah, he's winning here. So, okay, it's like I thought. This check is winning. And this is even. So what is his move here? He needs to bring the queen in with check. I was planning to block with the queen. Ah, I didn't see this. Then he gets the check here and wins the queen. And mates me. So he had me. That was a very interesting sacrifice then. And tricky defense. That's the thing about these sacrifices, even when they're not sound. Technically, after the sacrifice, I was better here. And h6 was good. But every move has to be kind of precise. That was a good move. And then bishop f7. I needed to put the bishop here and keep it in the area to try and keep his rook from coming in. There's this danger of pushing the pawn forward and bringing the rook in to fork or skewer the king and queen. I got to play very carefully to handle all that. And yeah, it was too much. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this game, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.